today's strength and complexes workout, you are going to need at least one kettlebell. You may want to utilize two, but I'm going to show you the movements really quick, and that way you can figure out what's going to work for you from there. Now we have front squats. We have 4 sets of 8. We have a reverse lunge. You're going to do 3 sets of 10 on one side, and then switch and do 3 sets of 10 on the other side. After that, you have a suitcase deadlift. You have options here. You can do a unilateral suitcase deadlift. You're going to hold the kettlebell in one hand, and you're going to stay on one side. You're going to do 10 reps for 3 sets, and then you'll switch. If you have double kettlebells, you can do the same thing, and you're just going to do 3 sets for 10. Okay, so you're not switching. After that, whichever your option is, you're going to take it into a complex. You have a clean, a squat, a press, and a swing. So for your front squats, you can hold your belt up here, or you can go for more of a goblet squat. It's up to you. Your weight is in your heels. You're going to squat it down, press through your heels to stand up. For your reverse lunge, you're going to hold that bell in one hand. That opposite leg is going to go back, press through that front heel, stand it up, press through that front heel, stand it up. For your suitcase deadlifts, I'm going to show you unilateral. You're going to grab that bell in one hand, roll that shoulder back, pick that up, plant your feet, plant those big toes, hinge those hips back, keeping that bell on the outside of the body. You're going to go for your 10 repetitions there. Your complex, I'm going to show you. So it's going to be a clean to squat to press to swing. So you're going to clean that bell up, squat, press, bring that down, throw it away, swing. You're going to go for 6 reps on each side for 3 sets. Grab what you need, and I will see you guys over there.
29 and I find myself wondering, what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away, but now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be yours. One day I'll be yours. I'll be yours. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 get something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours.